You're awake! So, how are you? How was your nap? Oh, good, I'm glad to hear that. Yes, that is a thumb. What are you doing? Derek, I don't like where this is going. Oh, God, why? What exactly just happened? Why is there a large Asian man standing?
Hello everyone, welcome to the Netflix Knowhow. I'm here again with my good buddy Wes. Thank you for ridding me of my nemesis Skelemundo earlier. This year we have Narutovember. So we are going to be talking about Naruto all this month. The first series, not Shippuden. So Naruto is an anime series about a boy named Naruto Uzumaki. He's an orphan child. He lives in this sort of ninja world in a ninja village. And his dream is to one day grow up to be the most powerful ninja in the village and the leader of the village called the Hokage. In the past, this village was attacked by essentially a giant nine-tailed demon fox. It nearly destroyed the whole village that they live in. But the fourth Hokage at the time, he was able to stop the demon fox by sealing it inside of a child. It was a little baby.
A baby.
Yeah, he sealed it inside of the baby. And who was the baby?
Naruto!
It was Naruto! So the main character has a demon fox sealed inside of him. And so the whole show is kind of about him sort of learning to overcome the prejudice that he faces because the whole village doesn't like him.
Nope. No. Everybody hates him. They think the demon fox is a bad omen in Japanese mythology, and that's because it's inside of him. He himself is just a bad omen.
So his whole motivation for wanting to become the Hokage is to basically
prove everybody wrong.
Yeah, prove everyone wrong, get people to acknowledge him for his worth, and to protect his village. Because even though nobody else really seems to like him, he has a really big heart, and he really cares about his village and he wants to protect them.
You definitely see a lot of parallels between Naruto and Dragon Ball. Orphan boy grows up to be, good fighter, goes through all these trials.
He's constantly kind of an underdog. He has to overcome like much more powerful enemies than himself. Sort of the same kind of style of show. It's about these like essentially superhuman characters doing crazy superhuman things. I think there's more variety in the sort of things they do in this show because they're ninja. So it's not about like who could punch somebody harder or fire a bigger key blast or fireball, whatever you want to say.
Yeah, I mean, Dragon Ball is very much about like, I'm going to be the best fighter in the world, and so go from tournament to tournament to tournament to try to become the best and find the Dragon Balls. And that's pretty much all of the Dragon Ball in a nutshell. There's a lot more world building in Naruto, a lot deeper world.
It's modeled after like feudal Japan almost, right?
Yeah, very similar. And so you got each little like state, and then each state has a village, and the village is like their war village. That's their military capital.
Let's talk about the main character himself, Naruto.
He's quick on his feet. He's annoying. Probably his biggest thing. He is so annoying.
He's a complete moron.
He's a complete moron. He's got a really, really big heart, though. Like, he cares very deeply about everybody that he, has given him the time of day. And he has one goal that, at least 4 times an episode, you have to be reminded that he's going to be the next Hokage.
He's completely inept, really has no idea what he's doing. For all intents and purposes, he's an awful, awful, terrible ninja. Just like the worst ninja you can possibly imagine.
He's so bad.
He's going to become the Hokage one day. You just know, because that's the whole point of the show.
I mean, if he doesn't, it's a very big letdown.
Yeah, like what's the whole point of the show?
If you put him at the top, there's nowhere for him to go. There's nowhere for him to to grow. And so, but by putting him at the bottom and making him kind of a worthless character, he can make lots of progress throughout the show, and it doesn't have to be big progress to be progress, which is what's great.
He's a very, very stubborn, kind of like dense character. He just plows along. He's really perseverant, though. He never gives up. At the start of the series, he's in ninja school. They go through like a ninja academy, and he is the worst student at the academy. He's the only one that fails the test at the beginning. So they all graduate to become genin, and poor Naruto over here, he can't do a clone jutsu. He basically just clones himself, and he can't do it. He tries to make one. Do you remember what his clone turned out like?
It was like a blob of laying on the ground. It's Yamcha laying on the ground, all curled up in a fetal position.
Yeah, it just made Yamcha. But then he gets tricked by somebody, and then he goes off to like grab the secret scroll, and he learns this super secret technique called
Shadow clones.
Shadow clones.
Shadow clones.
How do you say it in Japanese? So he learns this basically really advanced technique called shadow clones. And the difference with them is that normal clones are basically just an illusion. You can see them, but they can't interact with anything. They're just kind of like a ghost. Shadow clones are real. They can interact with things. They can touch things. They can punch you. They can fight. They can do all sorts of stuff. They're just like an actual literal clone of yourself. Most ninjas can't do this technique.
Nope.
And he somehow manages to learn it.
And he summons, the first time that he uses it, he summons like 100? 500? Yeah.
A bunch.
There was a bunch of them.
The first episode's great. It kind of sets up everything for you. So it establishes the demon fox. It establishes the attack on the village like 12 or 13 years ago. So the attack from the demon fox wasn't that long ago, which sort of helps to explain why all these people really don't like Naruto, because
it's still fresh.
A lot of the adults now were kids when it happened, and a lot of their parents and families were killed during the attack. So there's a lot of like
resentment that goes
along
with everything.
Resentment and pain that goes along with it. It establishes the character really well, kind of his boisterous attitude, his complete incompetence as a ninja, but his
lack of manners,
all that stuff. But also like his work ethic, his perseverance, his determination. It establishes all these things, and then it establishes the one technique he's basically going to use the rest of the series. So let's talk about his first teacher, Iruka sensei.
Right, Iruka, sees Naruto and sees how kind of outcast he is, and he kind of takes it upon himself to be a friend, a mentor to Naruto. He takes care of him, he treats him as a normal person when nobody else does, and Naruto really, really latches onto him as both a father figure, maybe an older brother.
I would say definitely like a father figure.
Iruka very much takes him under his wing and tries to guide him as much as he can, while also kind of keeping the ire of the rest of the village off of his back at the same time. He spends a lot of time with them, buys him lots of ramen.
Lots of ramen. Naruto loves his ramen. The third Hokage. Now you're probably wondering, wait a second, wasn't the demon fox sealed away by the fourth Hokage? Yes, it also killed him in the process. So the third Hokage took over again after that, and they just haven't selected a fifth Hokage yet. So we have old man third Hokage.
Old man third Hokage. He came out of retirement to be Hokage again for many years.
He's an old man.
For a lot of years.
Old man.
He kind of sees the ability that Naruto has inside of him, and he kind of understands what Naruto's going through, although he doesn't openly express it. He definitely shows throughout his time that he can understand Naruto.
Like, he can be critical and kind of harsh and stern sometimes, but he's a really he's a really good leader. He really genuinely cares about his village, about the people that he protects. So Naruto does end up passing the Ninja Academy eventually. After he learns Shadow Clone, which is like a much more advanced ninja technique.
They're like, yeah, you can go on.
It's like, you pass. You why would you make a normal clone when you can make a Shadow Clone, right?
Right.
After they all graduate from the Ninja Academy, they get paired up in like teams of 3. So Team 7 consists of Naruto. Okay.
Sasuke
is gonna be another big name. And
Sakura.
And
then their leader is
Kakashi. So Sasuke is the kind of like the number 1 student. He was the top ranked student in their class. He's a ninja prodigy. Essentially, he's really hip, really kind of too cool for school, doesn't talk a lot, really kind of broody and angsty.
And all the girls fawn after him. He's got one goal on his mind, just one, and that's to get revenge on his family. or not on his family, for his family.
Kakashi asks them what their goal is. Mm-hmm. And Naruto's like, I'm gonna be the Hokage! And Sakura's like, who cares what Sakura says? And then Sasuke's over here like, I'm gonna kill a man.
Yeah, just I'm gonna kill somebody.
Jeez. That escalated quickly, man. And then there's Sakura, who is the girl in the group. She's kind of like the love interest, sort of. I don't really want to call her the love interest.
She had no real purpose. They built her up as being, an amazingly bright student, not necessarily very capable when it came to combat, but very intelligent, got all of the answers on tests right, and was the number one student in that aspect.
Yeah, she had the best grades in the class.
Yeah, best grades.
She wasn't
in
the
class.
most gifted student, but she was the most
intelligent, I guess.
The most academically inclined one, I guess we could say. I think part of the Sakura problem is that they had this like weird team dynamic of extremes. So
number one ninja Sasuke,
the number one rookie Sasuke,
the bottom ninja Naruto,
the worst one Naruto, and so they needed somewhere to put her, and she just kind of ends up in the middle right from the beginning. Sasuke, Naruto, they hate each other, cannot stand each other.
Naruto really thinks that he's better than Sasuke, and he's like, I don't want to be on a team with this guy.
He doesn't think he's better. He doesn't think he's inferior to Sasuke. He thinks like anything you can do, I can do.
Right.
Like just because you're so cool and good at everything doesn't mean you're a better ninja than I am. So the Naruto Sasuke dynamic is kind of like the whole core of the show.
The bromance.
It's the bromance.
It's a bromance.
It's actually really funny if you think about it. What's the very first interaction that Sasuke and Naruto have? What happens? That's basically the first interaction they have.
It's so hilarious.
Oh my god. And then they end up kissing, which is hilarious because, God, the bromance. The bromance. I mean, I know, like, your like bromance, the one you always like admire is the one between Goku and Vegeta. They have a great bromance. You got nothing on Sasuke and Naruto.
In this one, it's really kind of interesting because they build on each other and they work together a lot of the times.
Yeah, they do work together, but they're also like pushing each other to be better because neither one wants to be inferior to the other. Mm-hmm. Like Naruto basically wants Sasuke to recognize him as like a ninja, as an equal, as someone that's on the same level as him. Meanwhile, Sasuke, like he already feels superior. But then Naruto like continually proves himself over and over again that he's not just some slouch. He's actually very capable.
And he starts to catch up to Sasuke, and Sasuke's like,
Sasuke doesn't
you can't
like
pass me.
We need to talk about their sensei, Kakashi.
Yeah, so Kakashi wears a mask, and he's got his headband covers down one eye. And it just really gives him a very mysterious vibe. You can never see what's going on.
He's a very mysterious character. But he's also like really like chill and relaxed and nonchalant. He's very laid back all the time.
He's late all the time.
Always. He's like my spirit animal. He can
never being on time.
He can never get to places on time ever, and he always has the worst excuses for why he's late. He's like, I was on a mission, or I'm taking care of some business, and we all know the real reason is because
he was reading a romance novel.
So up to this point, Kakashi had never passed a
single
team.
student. Yep.
Yeah, he had never passed a team he was given as Genin. And if they fail this test, they have to go back to the Ninja Academy. It's up to Kakashi. And the whole point of the test is to work together as a team. He's trying to get them to work together. You succeed as a team and you fail as a team.
Right.
There's no in between on that.
And that becomes a big theme through all of Naruto. Everything is, you do things as a team or you don't do things as a team. And I think that's a kind of it helps build the cohesiveness and kind of the bond that they're trying to look for between everybody.
It establishes Kakashi as a really like kind of wise teacher, someone that understands like the core of what it means to be a ninja and what's really important. So I love Kakashi. Kakashi's great. At this point, they are full-fledged ninja. They get to go on jobs now. They get to do things. So they mostly get relegated to D missions for a while because you have to build up that experience. You can't just start at the top. But Naruto and Sasuke, being the way that they are, they're like, hey, we want to go.
This is a waste of our time.
Yeah, we want to do some real missions. We want to do something actually like meaningful and important.
And so Naruto kind of uses his pull with the third Hokage and convinces the third Hokage to give them a C rank mission.
So it's an escort mission to what is called the Land of Waves. And this is kind of where the bulk of this first story arc takes place.
They start to escort him, they realize very quickly that not all is as was explained in the mission.
And this is a common theme that happens in this show.
Otherwise, how do you justify putting 12-year-olds in that
it's the
situation,
ninja
right?
world, right? Everyone's constantly lying to each other and deceptions going on.
That makes sense. They're ninja. Nobody ever tells the truth.
They basically go on this mission, and it turns out to be more of an A rank mission. This is like a really dangerous mission. They have some really powerful, dangerous people after this guy. And the reason this happened is because the guy wasn't honest about what the actual mission was. Now, here's the cool thing. So they find out the truth about this mission, right? Mm-hmm. Do they run away?
No. Kakashi gives them, what's really cool though is Kakashi gives them a choice. Mm-hmm. He talks to the students, or he talks to Team 7, and he's like, hey, this is going to be an A-rank mission. Our mission is done. We've escorted him here. We could technically leave and go home. Mm-hmm. He's like, what do you want to do? And Naruto comes out and just is like, well, we can't do that to this guy.
Like, this is kind of a really important moment for them because it shows they have integrity and, like, they care about doing the right thing. I mean, yeah, they're shinobi and they get paid to go on these missions, and there's all sorts of, like, weird scheming and plans and backstabbing and stuff going on all the time. But, these characters, they have integrity, they have honor. Initially, they run into, like, another Jonin level ninja, a high level ninja called Zabuza, and he's a sword master. And he uses like water techniques, right?
Yeah, he's a water ninja.
And this is kind of like their first real test as ninja. It offers an opportunity for the other three to kind of like prove themselves and prove that they're capable of doing things. And two of them are. One of them maybe not so much. Sakura. She's such a frustrating character because like she's just her job is to just kind of like stand around and like
pretty.
Kinda. Even though like Naruto's completely inept, he's actually a really powerful ninja, which part of that has to do with the demon fox, but
yeah, but he also fights really well on his feet.
We talked like about he understands like kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Instinctual fighting and stuff like that. So that fight was really awesome because it was kind of their first chance to prove that they knew what they were doing. Plus we get to see Kakashi fight for the first time.
And he uses his
Sharingan. The Sharingan is it's called a KK Genkai or KK Genkai, something like that.
KK
Genkai, which basically means it's a special kind of ninja technique that you can't learn. It's inherited. It's passed down through like family bloodlines and stuff and genes. And what the Sharingan does is it's a special eye, and it lets you see everything, right?
It lets you see everything, and Kakashi uses his to copy the abilities of his opponents, the ninjutsu of his opponents,
which I think is really awesome.
So they can counter them.
But I mean, Zabuza, the sword master, he's no slouch himself. He's called the Demon of the Mist, right?
Yep.
And he's badass. So they do actually end up defeating him, and then his body's taken away by another character because they think he's dead. And then we get a period where like they do some training, right? The ninja, they use chakra. Chakra is like basically their spiritual energy, right, to like do all their crazy ninja stuff. Mm-hmm. And they have to do this thing that requires chakra control. And Naruto and Sasuke are not very good at it, but
Sakura does it perfect on the first try.
This is like kind of the one things they did right, where they kind of showed like Sakura is good at stuff. Mm-hmm. She's good at something. She's good at something that these other two are not, and that's kind of like the control of her techniques and her skills and stuff. Yeah. She's way more controlled.
In terms of chakra control, Sakura can wield hers like a scalpel, very fine, meticulous, where, Naruto is wielding, a huge sword and he can't control it. And
he doesn't even have a sword. He has like a freaking like giant club.
He
just clubs things.
Club sounds about right, yeah.
But it was really cool because you got to see Naruto and Sasuke kind of push each other to be better and to like grow as ninjas and become, more skilled in what they were supposed to be doing, right?
Yeah. Well, and it becomes Naruto doing it all because it's his perseverance, it's his work ethic. While everybody else go back to sleep, he spends another couple hours, practicing more, training more.
Yeah. And it's even a humbling moment for Sasuke because up to this point, he's never needed help from anyone. He was always at the top. He was always the best, he impressed everybody. But now all of a sudden, he's not the best at something. And it kind of like puts him in his place, and he has to like actually ask for help, and like he's suddenly not this like cocky, invincible kid anymore, right? Which I thought was really awesome. Now, obviously, this is not the last time we encounter Zabuza. Zabuza comes back with his henchman. It's not really henchman. It's like a sidekick.
Slave, almost?
Slave. So there's Haku, and Haku is scary. So once again, Kakashi has to fight Zabuza, and then Haku fights Sasuke and Naruto, and then Sakura goes back to being useless and just standing in front of their client
as a meat shield.
As a meat, yeah.
She's a meat shield.
Meat Sakura.
She doesn't do anything in this arc, which is really... She walks up a tree. That's like the best thing about her. She walks up the tree the first time.
She walks up the tree, and she kind of makes the other characters feel kind of stupid sometimes, because she is a lot more intelligent than they are.
But no.
As like a ninja, she just... It sucks because they make her seem so incapable of doing anything. And I'm like, she graduated from Ninja Academy. She should do some stuff. So this big fight, though, it's mostly about the fight between Haku, Sasuke, and Naruto. So Haku has this weird... ice mirrors?
Ice mirrors.
They're like ice mirrors, and then Haku can like basically hide in the ice mirrors and jump around between them and attack from within the mirrors, but he can't get attacked back because he's inside this like mirror, and they're basically indestructible. And I think this is the part where you recognize like this is an A rank mission. This is really dangerous because Sasuke and Naruto are just completely out of their element. They're just completely overwhelmed.
It shouldn't have been that hard, but Naruto's an idiot. Sasuke was in the mirrors and he's like, okay, my only hope is that Naruto destroys them from the outside and then Naruto appears next to him
and then
inside.
He's just like, hey, I'm here to help. And it's like, that's the kind of character Naruto is. He just charges in head first, doesn't think about what he's doing ever. But the fight was really, really good. I thought it was a really well choreographed fight. The abilities were all super cool. Even the fight between Kakashi and Zabuza was super cool. All the ninjas can do really awesome different things. Do you know what the best part is? They always have to announce what they are doing. One, they have to announce what their attack is, and then two, they have to explain what it is, which doesn't make any sense if you think about it logically, because if you're just explaining to your enemy what your attack is and what its potential weaknesses could be and how it works, like, not a good plan. But it's always so like long-winded and drawn out, and this is just kind of like a problem with anime in general sometimes. But like especially here, there's just so much exposition about like what their attacks are and how they work, and like, oh, you can't escape this, it's unbeatable, it's impenetrable, blah blah blah, and then they end up beating it. Obviously they end up succeeding in like defeating the bad guys. They do a really good job of kind of humanizing those characters at the end, and like both Zabuza and Haku are both really sad, kind of tragic characters, especially Haku.
Yeah. But even Zabuza is not as cold-hearted as he makes it out to seem. And there's a really touching moment at the very end of the arc that really lays out that even though people are enemies, they're still people, that they have feelings, that they have these things that they went through.
Yeah, and I think it demonstrated kind of the respect among shinobi even when they are enemies and they're fighting against each other. I thought this was a really good way to start the show, start the series, this first arc here. My one complaint about it is that it kind of feels rushed, them suddenly like graduating from Ninja Academy and then being trained by Kakashi and just doing all these missions, then suddenly they go on this dangerous mission, and the implication is that they were just doing like a lot of like trivial menial missions for a long time, but we never got to see it. It was like half an episode of them like kind of implying that they do this all the time, and then they just walk into the Hokage's office and just kick down his door and be like, hey,
we want a better mission.
Because there was no like sort of build up to like them getting to that point, it just basically felt like all of their missions were like this, and it also felt like no time had passed. So I'm like, they're going on an A rank mission, and they're like just brand new baby ninja. Like they haven't done anything.
Yep.
Yeah. Sakura.
Still hasn't done anything.
Do something! She's like a dead fish. I don't think she's like really an unbearable character. She just doesn't do anything.
No, like her character, like, and her personality is very well developed. I just don't think that they utilized her. The writer didn't know what he was. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna make a 3-man team. And what is the third person gonna do? Nothing.
I don't know. It's like if she was a wizard, and you knew she was a wizard, and you knew that she theoretically could do like wizardy stuff, but she doesn't cast spells or do magic ever.
Kunai knife. I'm just a human with a kunai knife. I'm a fake ninja, but I managed to get through all of my exams.
Really a bad serial killer. Before we sat down to watch this together, I had watched the entire series, so this was your first time watching it.
No, I had been lenient because everything that I had seen about Naruto prior to watching it is like, I'm going to hate this.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't know
so.
that.
Yeah, I like everything that I saw with Naruto, and it was like, he is so annoying. Like, I am not gonna like this at all.
Naruto can be likable at times when he's like being really passionate about something,
You know, showing his heart.
and inspirational and stuff. Like, that's really awesome. But most of the time, you just want to just throw him in a hole. Be like, shut up, please.
Duct tape.
You're making things so much worse than they have to be.
Lots and lots of duct tape for his mouth. I think that'd solve the whole problem.
I think one of the big problems is that, like, obviously we're not ninja. This is all a fictional world, right? With fictional ninja stuff. And when you're watching this supposedly fully trained ninja doing really stupid things, you're like, even I know that would be a horrible thing to do. Like, it creates a problem with the character, like just this disconnect where you just can't relate to him or root for him because you're like, you're so dumb.
It was really easy to get into. The first episode did a very good job of making Naruto a tolerable character before you're actually introduced to Naruto, and it does make you feel a little sorry for him, so you kind of put up with his
even
antics.
though he's obnoxious and bothersome and just a complete idiot, he's like, you feel for him because of what happened to him.
They did a really good job of story building, of world building, and character development, throughout the whole thing, especially the villains. Not a lot of anime in general developed the villains as heavily as, Naruto did, especially this first season.
I didn't think I was gonna like it as much on the second viewing, but after watching it again, there was a lot of stuff I forgot, and I suddenly remembered how much I actually like the show, in spite of the fact that I don't really like Naruto as the main character all that much. He definitely kind of rubs me the wrong way a lot of the time. But it's a really good show overall. It has a really great cast of supporting characters, side characters, has a really unique world, a really well-developed world too. And they only go into further depth from here. So it's a good start to the series. Anything else?
Thumbs up?
Thumbs up? Yeah, thumbs up so far. Good stuff. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you. I hope you enjoyed this first iteration of Narutovember. I decided to do this a few months back because I initially watched the Naruto series back when it was kind of airing, and I got quite a ways into Shippuden, but I never ended up finishing the series. And so I wanted to go back and rewatch it anyway, and I figured, what better way to go back and watch it than to talk about it with you guys afterwards. So I hope you guys enjoy this month. I think Naruto is a really great show. I know a lot of you have already seen it by now. For those of you that have not seen it, it's a really good show. I highly recommend you check it out if you're into anime. I think that's all I got for today. Like I said, we're going to be talking about Naruto all through the rest of the month. So make sure you check back in next time where we will talk about the next big story arc. Anyway, if you enjoyed this content, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button down below. You can also head over to Twitter and to Facebook and follow me on there. And as always, if you want to know your flicks, you know where to click. I'll see you guys all next time.